to all you beautiful souls, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you here for the first time, my name's Cheri. I'm an intuitive tarot reader, message bearer, and light worker. Today's tarot reading is a yes or no, but before we jump into the reading selection, I would like to take a minute for gratitude. Thank you to each and every one of you that went to subscribe to Crystal's channel. She has reached 100 subscribers. I'm hopeful that we will get her even further. But thank you, thank you, thank you for everyone who's doing it. If you didn't get a chance to subscribe to her channel, on this video, there's a link to one of her videos. So you can use this video as well. Now, so yeah, that's wonderful. I'm so grateful. You guys are amazing. So thank you again. Also, thank you to the spirit guides, angels, ancestors who guide us through this and make tarot possible. All right. Now, for reading selection, we have reading number 1 with the turquoise, reading number 2 with the selenite, reading number 3 with the fluorite, reading number 4 with the iolite, and reading number 5 with the smoky quartz. If you already have an intuitive selection method chosen, please make sure you ask your question before you choose and then choose your reading with your intuition. For anyone who would like a little bit of assistance honing in with their intuition, I'll lead a short breathing exercise. Let's begin by closing your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath in. Hold for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Slowly release, letting your cares and worries float out of your body on your breath. Another slow, deep breath in. Hold for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Slowly release, asking your question. Another slow, deep breath in. Hold for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Slowly release. Now, one of the crystals or a number between 1 and 5 may just pop into your mind. If that happens, select that reading. Otherwise, don't worry. One more slow, deep breath in. Hold for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Slowly release. Now, when you're ready, open your eyes and select the reading that calls out to you the most. Trust your first instincts. That's your intuition. For reminders, we have reading number 1, reading number 2, reading number 3, reading number 4, and reading number 5. Go ahead and use the timestamps in the comments and description to jump ahead to your reading, and I will see you there. Hello to all you beautiful souls who selected reading number 1 with the turquoise. Your first message of the reading is to prioritize your health. So if you've been avoiding doctor's appointments, avoiding appointments that you need to deal with, make sure you make your health a priority. Now, we will get your yes or no directly out of the transparent tarot. I will shuffle till I feel like the deck is ready, and then I'm going to cut and we'll deal right off the top. Now, angels, spirit guides, ancestors, please speak to us through the cards, answering yes or no clearly for group number 1. All right, everybody hold your question in your mind. Really focus on it. Now, okay, looks like lots of you asking about money. You've got the Queen of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles, which talks about abundance, the King of Pentacles, which talks about, it talks about abundance. The King and Queen of Pentacles have everything they need and they share it with others. You've even got the Knight of Pentacles. Look at that. That's all Pentacles coming out. All right, so lots of you asking about financial questions, and the answer is yes. Everything here is super positive. You're going to be given an opportunity. You have this financial abundance that's just coming through really clearly. So the answer to whatever your question for tarot is, even if it wasn't about money, the answer is very clearly yes. Now, let's take a look at the Tarot Grand Lux for other situations surrounding your answer, any guidance that the angel spirit guides have to give for group number 1, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh, Page of Wands. All right, so that could be a reunion for some of you. The Chariot, things moving quickly, moving forward based off of your drive and, you know, your determination. The Hermit, so some of you spending a lot of time alone, but it could be productive time alone, like where you're working on your art, you're working on whatever you're creative with. And finally, the Queen of Coins again. The Queen of Coins talks about, I mean, she wants for nothing, and she shares what she has with those in her life. So she's a very compassionate, giving sort of energy. Now, before we get Oracle for all of the tarot, I want to pull an angel card for you. Angels, for the best benefit of group number 1. Archangel Raphael. Okay, so Archangel Raphael is for compassion and healing. That is the second time you've been told not to run away from protecting your health. You got to prioritize that health. Archangel Raphael will be able to assist you with some healing. So just for those, sorry, my phone is loud. For those of you that are not doing well, that need some assistance healing, call out to Archangel Archangel Raphael, and he will help you heal. Now, actually, let's just start with the tarot. So we will pull cards for each of the tarot out of the different oracle decks. So let's start with Moonology. I want to start with Moonology and the Hermit. So they're spending lots of time alone. It could be a productive time. What is there to add to this Hermit? A personal issue reaches resolution. So whatever it is, why ever you're spending so much time alone, it's coming to an end. Like your personal issues are reaching resolution. Now, I want to see Queen of the Moon for the Queen of Wands. Not the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Coins. Focus. All right, so with some focus, you're going to step into this abundance. Like, it's really clear. Now, for the reunion and the Page of Wands, ooh, you get purity. So those of you going into a reunion, those of you asking about, will I get back together with this person? Will I see this person again? Looks like an absolute yes. It is a pure relationship, so don't be afraid to step back into it. Now, for the Chariot, nourishment. All right, so do whatever nourishes your soul. Do whatever helps you to progress down the path that you want to be on. Now, for your transparent tarot, we'll get the spellcasting oracle. So, angels, spirit guides, ancestors. Commitment. All right, some of you are talking about a commitment to yourself, you know, something that you have desire to do and you're making that commitment to yourself. Others of you are talking about a commitment with a person with that Page of Wands. A commitment that is something that's a reunion. Like, you've known them before, they're coming back into your life now. Okay, needed a drink of water. All right, so let's get you a Sacred Light Oracle for the best benefit of group number 1, please. You get Universal Merkaba, a sacred purpose. You have the answer, lucid dreams. Okay, so you have the answer, like, you got a yes to whatever you ask tarot. You know how that applies to you. You have a sacred purpose here. Some of you may be lucid dreaming, but also it's the Universal Merkaba, so it means you are all protected. You know, Merkaba is one of the stronger protection shapes, and it kind of spreads light. So you guys are doing good. You know, you're on your purpose, and you have the answers you need. Now, I want to see let's see what the spirit guides at. How about that? So, spirit guides for the best benefit of group number 1. You're told to live your bliss. Yeah, do what you want. You've got financial things covered. Things are coming in. Things are looking good. Live your bliss. Be who you really are. You know, really enjoy life, because that's why we're here. Now, you get fruition. Rest assured, your dreams and visions will come to fruition. All right, yeah. No, it's definite. You know, you are going to step into this beautiful energy. You get no limitations. You are a celestial being with unlimited potential. There is much for you to share. Oh, way over there. And creation. Being creative is a wonderful way of witnessing the unfolding of your limitless creative soul. So that is beautiful. You are co-creating your environment. You're making commitments to yourself. You're realizing exactly how powerful you are and how much you can share. And then keep an eye on those dreams, because they're like, you're coming into fruition. Your dreams and visions are coming true. So pay attention to what you're dreaming. Now, let's get the Tiny Tarot deck for any additional messages for group number 1. So anything else group number 1 needs to hear, spirit guides, angels, ancestors. We're listening. You got the Queen of Pentacles again. You guys are stepping into abundance. If either that or you already are in abundance. You know, it's Page of Swords. All right, so the Page of Swords talks about someone paying too close attention or needing to pay too close attention. Six of Swords, so moving on, bringing some of those problems with you, but you do have the wisdom that that comes with having gone through the problems. Just try to release some of that emotional baggage that you got going on there. All right, so 2 more. 8 of Pentacles and Knight of Pentacles. Your hard work will bring you opportunities. 8 of Pentacles is hard work. Knight of Pentacles is opportunities. It may not come in as fast as you want, because the Knight of Pentacles is a really slow energy. But it looks like you are stepping into abundance, and you're just being warned, hey, don't take your emotional baggage with you. Leave as much of it behind as you can. All right, that is all I have for reading number 1. Thank you so much for choosing me as your tarot reader. Thank you to everyone who goes and subscribes to Crystal's channel. Until next time, love, light, courage, and strength. Bye-bye. Hello to all you beautiful souls who selected reading number 2 with the selenite. Your first message of the reading is to clear the clutter. So whether it's clutter in your home or in your mind, there's some clutter that needs to go by the wayside. Okay, now let's take a look at your yes or no and see, well, what you get. Now, angels, spirit guides, ancestors, please answer clearly through the cards, yes or no, for group number 2. Now, I will shuffle till I feel like the deck is ready, and then I'll cut and we'll deal right off the top. Whoa, stuff, it's hard to handle. The angels have stuff to say to you. All right. Okay, so here we go for the yes or no. You start with the Page of Pentacles, then you get the Fool. The Page of Pentacles is opportunities coming in that where you take action, you accept those opportunities. The Fool talks about a brand new journey. You've got the the 2 of Wands. It's, you know, let's do this. They're backwards. Hang on. There we go. That's better. All right, so you got the 2 of Wands, which talks about creative and romantic partnerships flourishing. Now, next comes out the 10. The 10 says you guys are dealing with overwhelming feelings, but your final card is the Sun. So this is definitely a yes, even with the overwhelming feelings that are going on there, you know, where you feel like you've just got too much on your plate. Some of you are in that energy, but the Sun comes out. It's all for growth. It looks like a beautiful yes. Now, let's take a look at the situations surrounding your answer, your question. So, angels, spirit guides, ancestors, please show us the situations surrounding their question. Any advice that's for their best benefit. Okay, let's take a look. You guys got the Hermit, so spending a lot of time alone, but it can be productive time too. King of Cups, a really stable, emotional, fantastic energy. Could represent you, could represent someone else. 10 of Coins, abundance coming in. That is wonderful. And the 6 of Cups. All right, the 6 of Cups is looking back and reminiscing and seeing how much you've grown. The Sun is about growth. So whatever you ask Tarot, it's going to have significant factors of growth. Some of you are asking, when is this alone time going to be over? Some of you are asking, when am I going to meet my King of Cups? Some of you want to know about abundance coming in and new careers and the reminiscing and seeing your growth. So this is definitely a yes. Now let's take an angel card. So angels, for the best benefit of group number 2. You're told to be strong. You've got the strength for whatever it is you're going through. These are blessings that you should be ready to step into. You know, you're going to really see where you're coming from, where your growth has been. And yeah, you need to be strong as you do it. Now, Moonology for the Hermit, please. The Hermit is a very alone energy. Can be productive alone time, though. Doesn't have to be. Nothing is yet set in stone. All right, so maybe you guys stop playing the Hermit. You know, maybe you start making plans with friends. Nothing is set in stone, so, you know, just realize you can drive your path in the direction you want it to go. So you don't have to go with all the alone time if you don't want to. Now, let's do Queen of the Moon for the King of Cups. You get protection. You are protected, and the King of Cups is a wonderful, generous energy that's like emotionally mature. You are protected by yourself because you represent the King of Cups, or someone in your vicinity represents the King of Cups, and you're protected kind of by them. You're also protected by your angels, spirit guides, and ancestors. So if you're worried about protection, I have a video with a protection candle if you want. So just know that you are protected. Like, however much protection you want to bring into the situation is going to be okay, but you are protected by the universe. Now, you know what? I'm also going to do Queen of the Moon for the 6 of Cups. So angels, spirit guides, ancestors. Ooh, abundance. All right, so some of you have grown into a financial stability. You know, some of you are coming into that financial stability right now. See the growth that you have. Realize that you do have abundance. Be grateful for what you have. And the angels are working on bringing you more, so that when you look back, you're like, wow, look how much I've progressed. Now, for the 10 of Coins, financial health. I told you. Abundance is coming in. You guys are financially healthy. Some of you are already financially healthy, but some of you are stepping into that 10 of Coins in your financial health. Now, you get fertility for the Transparent Tarot. So fertility can be read lots of different ways. There's growth here, and fertility can say, you know, your mind, your soul is, you know, in a very fertile way, and you should listen to your intuition when it talks to you. But some of you, this is actual pregnancy. You were asking about pregnancy. The answer is yes. Please go see a doctor. I am just a tarot reader. So if you, I mean, everything looks good from here, but I can't, you know, please go see your professionals. You know, that's just, that'll make me feel better. Now, let's see what the Sacred Light Oracle brings out for you. Ooh, well-being, self-preservation, service to spirit, youthful experience. Look how much love is in that card. Those are beautiful roses. this is like whatever change you're going through, whatever you asked about, this is for your well-being. Everything looks so good here. You know, it's so great. Some of you are kind of nervous about getting into a relationship with somebody. You're protected by the universe. Don't worry. Sorry, I need a drink of water. That's better. Okay. Now, let's see what your spirit guides have to add. Accept struggles as lessons. So, like, many of you have struggled financially here, and you're stepping into your abundance now. But there's been a struggle. Accept your struggles as lessons, whether they're financial, whether they're emotional, whether it's, you know, about you being, you know, having to be alone a lot of the time. Accept all your struggles as lessons. Anything you go through, you're going through it because it's a lesson. So try to get it right, you know, and that's hard. I'm saying that, you know, myself, because I try to overcome struggles and sometimes I miss the lesson and then I just have to do it over again. So try to learn your lesson your first time through, accept those struggles, and just be grateful to the universe. Now let's see what the Starseed deck has to add. All right, we'll cut to the last one. All right, you start with Gaia. Connect to the pulse of Mother Earth. She will guide you through this time of change. Absolutely. Now, love. Live your truth and share the love that's in your soul. That's beautiful. Finally, vision. Trust in your ability to create the vision in your soul. So for those of you that are trying to manifest money and are, you know, you don't really see it coming in yet, this 10 of Pentacles is on the way to you. You need to use your vision in your mind to see yourself being fantastically abundant, and it will help your abundance to come in. Now, let's see what the Tiny Tarot deck has to add for group number 2. So any additional messages for group number 2, please. All right. You start with the Page of Pentacles. It's a new financial opportunity that you're going to take. Like, it's like you're going to be part of it. The 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so lots of you asking about money, lots of you dealing with money things. The 7 of Pentacles is waiting to reap the rewards of your labor. So see how all those coins are up in the tree? She's going to harvest them. You have to harvest your coins. And part of that is going to be embodying the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is very protective. She's very intelligent. She is very sharp-tongued sometimes. And it's, you know, it's an energy of protection for you. You are protected as you go into these opportunities with the coins. Now, let's see. Is there anything else for group number 2? Ooh, some of you are heartbroken. You got the 3 of Swords. How do they step out of this heartbreak? How does it end? Page of Swords. Okay. That seems more like a symptom than an ending, so I'm going to get one more card. The Page of Swords is someone watching closely, so it's possible you got your heart broken, and then whoever broke your heart is kind of watching on your social media to see what's going on with you. Now, it could also be that you may be watching too much of the social media about a past relationship, creating more heartbreak for yourself. So you got to let go. Now let's see. This 3 cards came out here. Let's see what they are, because they probably tell the story of how to step out of this heartbreak. All right, so 4 of Swords, get some rest. 7 of Wands, where you put your energy, you will succeed. And then another card about how you're feeling, which is the stuck energy of the 8 of Swords. You need to get some rest and put your energy out there to step out of this heartbreak. All right, that is all I have for reading number 2. Thank you so much for choosing me as your tarot reader today. Thank you for clicking the like and subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Until next time, love, light, courage, and strength to each and every one of you. Bye-bye. hello to all you beautiful souls who selected pile number 3 with the fluorite. Find peace within is your first message of the reading. Now, let's take a look at your yes or no directly out of the Transparent Tarot. So, angels, spirit guides, ancestors, please answer yes or no for all of those watching to their questions. Please make it clear through the cards. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, I will shuffle till I feel like the deck is ready. And once it is, I will cut and we'll deal right off the top. Okay. All right. So you start with the 10 of Cups, which is a happy home environment. But next you get the Devil, where you feel trapped. Like you feel trapped in that environment, some of you. There's a Star for healing. It's a gift from the divine. But then you've got the 7 of Swords, which is about something sneaky going on or clinging to things too tightly. And finally, you got the 7 of Wands, which is, it's fighting for what you want. It says you'll win, but you got to fight for what you want. Now, looking at all the cards together like that, it looks like a no to me. There's just more negative than positive. You guys are stepping into a gift from the divine. You do have or will have happy homes. Some of you are not comfortable in your home. So, yeah, some of you, I'm feeling that you're not comfortable in your home. So this 10 of Cups is going to bring you that comfort. The universe is acknowledging that you feel that way and telling you, hey, you know, we're coming. But whatever your specific question for tarot was, the answer is no, because it is it's just more negative than positive. Now let's look at the situations surrounding your yes or no, because I'm sure some of you are like, thank goodness it was a no. And it's hard for me to remember that because I always feel bad for those that are looking for a yes and they get a no. But let's see what circumstances surround your question. Any other advice that will be beneficial. All right, the 2 of Coins. So figuring out how you're going to spend your money. But it does carry the implication that you have enough money to be figuring out where you're going to spend it. Yep, 9 of Coins. You're being told to reward yourself with some form of luxury that's within your reach. You know, it's within your means. Do something nice for yourself. Spend a little money on yourself. It's going to help your abundance flow in. Ooh, you get the Fool. So you guys are at the beginning of a journey. And, you know, it talks about kind of stepping in without looking. And so you can, you know, you can start this new journey, but examine it. You know, make sure it's what you want and then go for it. Now, 5 of Swords. So some of you are worried. Worried about work, worried about home. You're just worried. So, I mean, that's what the 5 of Swords talks about. It talks about a lot of worry and just being unsure of how things are going to go. Now, I need a drink. Thank you for your patience with that. All right, let's do the Angel card next. Honor life cycles. All right, so something is ending for this new beginning. You've got to honor life cycles. You got to let go of the old, bring in the new, and it'll be good for you. Now, I want to know how they step out of this 5 of Swords, please. 5 of Swords. Want to see how they step out of that energy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Take time to breathe out. So really take some time to meditate, you know. Take some time to really go into your mind, see what it is you're worried about, and see if it's even a valid worry. Turn fear into love, but take some time to breathe with this worry in the 5 of Swords. Now, I would like to get Queen of the Moon for that 9 of Cups. Not 9 of Cups, 9 of Coins. All right, Queen of the Moon for the Nine of Coins. Thank you, thank you, Oh, wow. Okay. This is from a different deck. I don't know how it got put in here. You've got financial health. So some of you are freaking out that this financial health is going to go right here. It's going to, you're making decisions about how you spend your money. You can do something rewarding for yourself because you are financially healthy, or at least you will be. And, you know, bring in your abundance. Now, since that card was there, we'll pull Queen of the Moon for the Fool. You get fruition. So your dreams are going to come to fruition. That's absolutely true. Now, I want to get Spellcasting Oracle on purpose for the Transparent Tarot. We're going to let this financial health govern this side because it looks like they're all tied together. You need to do something nice for yourself. Take yourself out on a date. You know, do something nice for you. Now, for the Transparent Tarot, you get empowerment. So this no is empowering to you. Lots of people happy that they got the no. Some of you worrying, like there's some side notes in here about worry, about how to bring in your abundance. You know, things are going to come to fruition. You are empowered. Now, let's see what the Sacred Light Oracle has to add to your reading. Power of presence, a power struggle, unlock your potential, authenticity. So you guys need to work on being your authentic self and being present in the moment. So don't worry about the future. Don't, you know, worry about the past. Just be in this moment. And really, you'll be able to function a little bit better. Now, I want to get you a spirit guide card. So out of the guides... Journey within. That's what I was talking about with this meditation. Go inside yourself, see why you're worried, see if it's even a valid worry, because you might be able to just let it go. But if you can't let it go, then you at least work on taking some time to breathe and doing some meditations. Oh, okay. Now let's take a look at the Starseed deck. What's in the Starseed deck for reading number 3? All right, we're going to cut to them. Signs. The universe has been gently nudging you forward by revealing to you signs and synchronicities. Yeah, you're getting signs from the universe. You have to listen to your dreams. Dreams. The universe speaks to you through your dreams. You need to pay attention to what you're dreaming. And finally, inner alchemy. Inner alchemy is achieved when you react to fear with love, which is what I was just saying. You know, turn fear into love. Now, that looks really good. So many of you hoped for a no. Some of you got the no, and there's all this positive stuff around it. And this is, I mean, it very well could be coming in for you too. But the answer out of the Transparent Tarot was no. Now, let's see what there is to add for group number 3. Any additional messages? I'll take those 2. Too many. Okay, let's start with these 3. Ooh, 6 of Wands says you're going to be having victory. Like things are coming to fruition to you. Oh, I picked up your dreams card. The Star and the 8 of Cups. So the universe is gifting you something, and for that gift, something is naturally ending. So you can, you know, head for the moon, like really reach for the stars. So that is saying, hey, you're going to win. Everything is good. You know, on many levels, you're going to win. This looks good, but it's still a no. So it's a good, happy no for everyone looking for a no. Now, 6 of Pentacles, giving and receiving. That's too many, and I don't want to. Queen of Wands, stepping into your authentic self. All right, that is all I have for reading number 2, or reading number 3. Thank you so much for choosing me as your tarot reader. Thank you to everyone who went and subscribed to Crystal's channel. I really appreciate you. Until next time, love, light, courage, and strength. Bye-bye. Hello to all you beautiful souls who selected reading number 4 with the Iolite. Your first message of the reading is to shift your money mindset. So make sure you're a money magnet and you're not blocking your abundance in any way. Now, we'll get your yes or no directly from the Transparent Tarot. I'll shuffle a few times until I feel like the deck is ready. And then we'll cut and deal right off the top. All right, angels, spirit guides, ancestors. Please speak to us clearly through the Transparent Tarot. Answering yes or no for group number 4. Okay, here we go. Ooh, this looks good. You start with the Ace of Wands. It is a new beginning that you're passionate about. Then you get the 10 of Coins, or the 10 of Pentacles. So that is you stepping into financial abundance. Next, we have the Magician, saying that you are manifesting this wonderful new beginning for yourself. And finally, the 9 of Wands. So the 9 of Wands can represent a sacrifice. It can, you know, be something that you're not doing that you would benefit from, but you're not doing it because of XYZ reason. So just, you know, step out of whatever sacrifice you're making that doesn't need to be there. But this is definitely a yes, even with the sacrifice of whatever, you know, time, money, whatever it is you're sacrificing somewhere. Even with that, it's still a yes. This looks like a beautiful new beginning. Now, let's take a look at the Tarot Grand Lux. Angels, spirit guides, ancestors. Please show us the situations around the questions they're asking. Any additional advice for their best benefit? Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, you start with the 5 of Swords. So you guys are worried about something, some of you. Ooh, the Lovers. Some of you asking about soulmate relationships. That's beautiful. The 6 of Cups, looking back and seeing how far you've come, how much you've grown. And the 6 of Coins, which is about giving and receiving. So some of you will be getting a wonderful gift of a financial sort, and some of you will be giving that gift. Now, and I feel like some of you are making sacrifices with your money that you don't need to make. So just take it as it resonates, but this is giving and receiving. Now, before we jump into Oracle for all the tarot, let's get an angel card. Angels, for the best benefit of group number 4. Show justice. All right, so balance. You need to balance. You need to be fair with yourself and with others. You know, it's justice. It's asking you to show justice in your life and keep things balanced. You know, it's kind of like the Justice card in tarot. It says, you know, you need to balance your emotions with your mind, with your, you know, passions, and try to stay balanced in there. Now, for the 5 of Swords, a personal issue reaches resolution. So you can step out of this worry whenever you're ready. You know, it's coming to a conclusion. Things look good. Things are looking up. So just, you know that you have a personal issue reaching resolution and you can stop worrying. There's no need to worry. Now, let's see what Queen of the Moon has to say for the Lovers. Boundaries. You are breaking through your boundaries. See how this little flower has come through the bubble that's holding her, and it's holding her absolute attention because it has broken through the boundaries. You are breaking through your boundaries, and you're gonna, you know, engage with your soulmate. And here, I need to drink of water real quick. So you're going to be breaking boundaries with your soulmate. Now, that could be meeting your soulmate. That could be moving in with your soulmate. That could be, you know, I've been married 15 years and I'm still in love with my soulmate and we keep things going. However that resonates for you, but you're breaking through your boundaries with your soulmate. Now, I would like to get Queen of the Moon for the Six of Cups. You know, I thought about coins, but the Six of Cups brings out abundance. So there's looking at how you've grown, how far you've come, and you're stepping into an abundance. Now, for the Six of Coins, release. All right, so this shift your money mindset. It's saying release whatever's keeping you from your abundance. Like, you know, release thought forms that, you know, you aren't going to have wealth because of whatever. You know, you need to release whatever's negative so that your abundance can come in. Now, let's see what the Spellcasting Oracle has to say for Transparent Tarot. Clarity. All right, so yeah, you're coming into some form of clarity about your life, why you're here, what you want, and you're just being told to really be clear with the angels and ancestors and spirit guides about what it is you want. Make sure you know what you want, because sometimes we don't know what we want. Now, let's get a Sacred Light Oracle. Angelic Realms, a team effort, charity, validation, patience. All right, so the angels are by your side. They're asking for your patience as they bring in whatever it is you asked about. The abundance is coming in, the lovers is coming in, you know, thankfully the worry is going out. So the angels are there to support you. You can call out to them and they will help you. Now, let's get a card from your spirit guides. Love is your energy. Okay, so really, you know, this, like, some of you are falling in love, and that's fantastic. You know, you're falling in love with your soulmate, and love is your energy. Love can be your energy even when you're in a bad mood. You know, you can decide to show love. So make love be a part of your everyday, every minute. Really react to things with love. Now, I want to get you some Starseed Oracle. So, angels, spirit guides, ancestors from the Starseeds. You do not have to be a starseed for these to resonate. You get magnificence. You are amazing, magnificent, and unique. But most importantly, you are enough. That is beautiful. You also get choice. By staying conscious in your thoughts, you guide your journey in the direction of choice. That's where we're coming out of that worry right there, so we don't need to look at it anymore. And then finally, you get freedom. Follow your heart and nurture your soul with love and freedom to grow. So you are free to step into your abundance whenever you're ready. Let go of anything negative. Your abundance is going to come to you. Look how much you've grown so far and really appreciate that. That is a significant factor. Now, additional messages for group number 4, please. Anything extra? That's too many. Okay. You start with the 9 of Swords, so you guys are in some anxiety, having some sleepless nights, worrying about something. Now, how do they step out of this 9 of Swords? The Moon. You have decisions you have to make. You're kind of afraid of making those decisions, but you are plenty good enough for whatever it is you're trying to decide about. Once you make your decision, you're going to stop having anxiety. Now, let's see if there's anything else. the High Priestess and the Emperor. So follow your intuition and direct your life in the way you want it to go. All right, that is all I have for group number 4 today. Thank you so much for choosing me as your tarot reader. Thank you to each and every one of you who went over and subscribed to Crystal's channel. I really appreciate it. Until next time, love, light, courage, and strength to each and every one of you. Bye-bye. Hello to all you beautiful souls who selected reading number 5 with the smoky quartz. Your first message of the reading is to let it go. So whatever you need to let go of, just be willing to kind of move with the speed of the universe. Now, let's take a look at your yes or no. We'll get that directly from the Transparent Tarot. So, angels, spirit guides, ancestors, please answer clearly the yes or no for group number 5. All right, I'm going to shuffle till I feel like the deck is ready. And then I will cut and we'll deal right off the top. Okay. All right, so you start with the 8 of Wands, which is fast-moving situations. Things are moving very quickly. Now, next you get the Emperor. That talks about you taking control of your life and really making the decisions that that bring out your authentic self. Next, you get the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands talks about fighting for what you want, but it also has kind of a guarantee that you'll win if you put your energy in. Next, you get the 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles is about rewarding yourself with luxury. So do something nice for yourself. It's going to help your abundance to flow in further. There's an opportunity coming for you with this Knight of Pentacles as a financial sort. And then finally, you get Justice coming out to talk about balance. All right, this looks like a yes to me. There's very little negative here. Lots of you asking about finance questions, but lots of other questions as well. Be balanced with the Justice card. So just make sure you balance your emotions and your passions. Now, let's see what additional things there is to talk about. So angels, spirit guides, ancestors, please talk to us through the cards, showing the situations around what group number 5 asked. Let's see what their situations they're dealing with so we can get some additional advice. Okay. 8 of Swords, so somebody's feeling really stuck. 2 of Wands, beautiful. That's creative and romantic partnerships flourishing. Knight of Wands, that is a whirlwind romance. And Page of Swords, that's somebody paying too much attention somewhere. All right, so this looks really good. Like, you got a yes to whatever you asked tarot. Something, you know, your creativity and your passionate relationship are working out here. You're falling in love with this whirlwind romance. So, it can't be all of you, because some of you are already married and you're, you know, happy with your soulmate that you married. But for some of you, there's a whirlwind romance coming. And then the Page of Swords talks about paying too close of attention. So it's possible somebody's kind of watching your social media. Maybe you're watching someone else's social media. The Page of Swords just, it means that there's things to be paid attention to, but somebody's paying attention to you. Now, let's see. Sorry, I needed a drink. Let's see what the Angel Oracle has to add. So, angels. Universal Heart. All right, so you're being told to speak with the Universal Heart. Figure out what you want and really speak your truth. Figure out what you want to do that is helpful to the earth, that's helpful to the universe, and spread light, you know, but also make sure you meditate and figure out what it is you want. Now, let's see, for the Page and 8 of Swords, we'll do Moonology. So let's start with the 8 of Swords. Angels, spirit guides, ancestors. How do they step out of this stuck energy in the Eight of Swords? Your dreams need a practical plan. Okay. So, yeah, you've got all of this out in front of you, but your dreams need a practical plan. You need to start planning and start moving in the direction of where you want to go. And you making a practical plan for your dreams is going to help you step out of that stuck energy. Now, for the Page of Swords, look at the bigger picture. Okay, so I feel like this, for some of you, this is you watching an ex's social media. And just look at the bigger picture. You and they were, they weren't the one. You know, they weren't the one. So don't bother yourself by keeping watching. Now, the flip side of this is it could be there was a breakup and they are very much so watching you. In which case you need to look at the bigger picture and realize that they can watch you on social media. That's fine. You know, you are being you, and that's what's important. So let's get Queen of the Moon for the Two of Wands. Ooh, pleasure. All right, so some of you really stepping into those romantic relationships with gusto. Now for the Knight of Wands, please. Purity. All right, so this relationship is a very pure relationship for those of you that are stepping into a new relationship. You know, this Knight of Wands is pure, and you're going to work out with romantic partnerships into a place of pleasure. So this looks really good for you. Now, let's see what the Sacred Light Oracle has to add for the Transparent Tarot. Healing. All right, this is a time for healing for you. Whatever you're healing from, whatever you've got going on, it's a time for healing. So just pay attention to your body, pay attention to your soul, make sure you meditate, make sure you keep your doctor's appointments. You are healing right now, and that's a beautiful thing. Now, let's see what the Sacred Light Oracle has to add. All right. Tibetan Fire Serpent. Seeking a higher truth, discernment, a better path, authority. It's also number 33. So if you're doing angel numbers, that's what this one is. Now, you're seeking a higher truth and a better path, but you're going to get there. Like, you're going to get to this better path that you're looking for. You've got, romance and balance and more romance, and you're going to get unstuck once you make that practical plan for your dream. Now, let's get you a spirit guide card. So, out of the messages from the guide deck. Accept struggles as lessons. So, whatever you've gone through, whatever you're currently going through, don't curse the universe, okay? Don't think that, everything bad is all coming to you, because then you'll manifest more things that you don't like. So, accept your struggles as lessons. Try to learn the lesson. I say that because I myself have been given struggles and I fail the lesson over and over, and I get to do it over and over again. So that is what I'm trying to prevent for you. Accepting those struggles as lessons will help you see what it is you're growing, where you're growing, what it is you're moving into. So just accept, struggles as lessons. Now let's take a look at the Starseed deck. Okay. So you'll start with intuition. Trust your intuition. It's been guiding you to the answers you seek. So pay attention. Next, you get reflection. See all aspects of yourself through the reflection of the one who mirrors your hidden self. So look inside yourself. See what it is you want. That's like the universal heart. Look inside yourself, because you need to be the authentic you. Now, vibration. Your vibration is being raised to higher levels. You are connected to cosmic intelligence. All right, so that you're healing. You know, the universe is bringing in healing and raising your vibration all at the same time. Now, let's take a look. I need another drink real quick. All right, let's take a look at the mini tarot deck. Any additional messages for group number 5? That is way too much. Let's try that again. Just like a couple of cards. Okay, there's 1, there's 2. All right, let's see what we got from... Oh, there's 3. It just like fell out when I was trying to put the deck back. All right, you get the Page of Swords again. Someone is... Excuse me. Someone is really paying close attention. You've got... Oh, goodness. You've got the Chariot, and that is you moving forward based off your determination. And you got the Four of Pentacles, which talks about solid financial foundations, but clinging to your money a little bit too much. So, you know, let it go. Don't cling to it, and more will flow in. You know, it's an ebb and flow. So you're going to be financially stable. It's just you need to deal with your money mindset. Now, let's see if there's any additional messages. How do they step out? What is there to say about this Page of Swords? Because that's the second time we've seen the Page of Swords. I'd like to know what else is there about this Page of Swords, please. Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is a romantic proposal. Like, some of you are stepping into a deeper level of romance, but there's some paying attention that is either you need to pay attention to who it is you're thinking about, you know, moving in with, marrying, whatever the proposition is, but you've got to figure out what this Page of Swords is for you, whether it's you being too watchy for the other person or them being too watchy for you. You guys need to talk about it. You know, you guys need to talk about it. All right, that is all I have for reading number 5. Thank you so much for choosing me as your tarot reader today. Thank you to everyone who went and subscribed to Crystal's channel. I really appreciate you. And if you haven't got a chance to do it yet, the link is in this video description. So thank you so much. Until next time, love, light, courage, and strength to each and every one of you. Bye-bye.